Good afternoon, my friends. Got a little message I want to share with you today. Uh, Let me get my business out of the way, as I always do. Of course, my name is Milton Guy, and I have this podcast that I try to do a couple, sometimes three a week. But I always plug my wife's book, Leaving Small Town. It can be found on Amazon by Sue Guy. That's my wife. And I plug my book, The Offspring of Ignorance. It's also on Amazon. It's by J. Milton Guy. You can find these on Amazon, and I wish you would go look for them. There, one has nothing to do with the other. One is about politics, religion, and about beliefs we've long held that may or may not have substance, uh, and other things. And then there's my wife's book. It's a story, and I think that you'll really, really love it. A lot of people have read this book and they really love it and want another one. But anyway, that out of the way, let me mention my friends out on YouTube and other places, Jesse Dollar and Tennessee Brando and Adam Mockley and Brett and Masilas, and we just and all those out on Midas Touch Network. Michael Popak is someone you really need to listen to. He can kind of give you what's going on the legal side of it, and add more substance to what I'm always interested in, that substance that I'm not aware of. But he'll do that, and he'll back it up, just like all the others I've mentioned. Ben Masilas, I don't think I mentioned him, but Ben Masilas and Brett Masilas, all of these are with a part in some way with Midas Touch Network. Texas Paul's out there, and you'll love him. But you need to listen to these people. If you're only listening to Fox News, and I encourage you to listen to Fox News. If you only listen to Fox, you are not getting the news. As I said before, they are contradictory terms. Fox News, it is not the news. It's absolutely essential that you go other places. If you're only watching Tennessee Brando or Midas Touch Network, it's absolutely essential that you go other places and check those sites out also. But if you're watching Fox, and I say it this way, it is especially essential that you go look other places. Let me throw out a line to you that I heard that I'm sure all of you familiar with. I don't know who said it first. I remember it from my past, and I should know it, but I don't. But the line is, it looks like everything that ain't nailed down has done come loose. And that's kind of a feeling that a lot of people have had for a long time. And I'm not going to say it's the gist of my podcast today. I'm saying it's probably the source of my podcast. It's why I did this podcast and what has changed in the past few months to make things seem like it's all coming apart. And then the good side that I'll talk about. You all's heard lines like, I can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, or, I'm finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And we know what that means. That means that there's been a lot of hopelessness, but finally you're making some headway and you're beginning to see your way clear and how you're going to come out on the other side of this tunnel. My wife's favorite line, and she gets that from her favorite movie, Gone with the Wind. It's after all, tomorrow is another day. And so it is. Today I'm talking about light. Yes, sir. A light that I think that we've been waiting on, that we've been at times thinking was never going to come. And at the end of the tunnel, there was absolutely no light whatsoever. It was in the minds of some people because of things going on. It's not that just something has happened that has shone a light on our country in the past 10 to 15 years. It's not that. It's a light that I believe is something we've been waiting on for decades. Something that we can hold on to. Something that makes us hopeful, makes us feel a little peace inside. That maybe we do have our heads on straight after all. The title of this podcast, as you've seen, is Here Comes Kamala, when it looked like the sun wouldn't shine anymore. Now, I'm not talking about her bringing a light through the dark, ominous clouds of Donald Trump and MAGA. It goes beyond that, although it does that, and we needed that. It shines a light on what we're able to accomplish and how we're able to overcome this pandemic that we went through that was such a devastation to this country, and how it was handled, and how people just rejected the idea to the point that millions of people died that didn't have to. But she has shown a light on how we can overcome and get past it. Because I didn't think we could. I personally didn't think we could for a while. I had regarded certain sections of America as murderers because they were so selfish and so ignorant to do to their fellow human being, their fellow American, what they had done by simply not going to get a vaccine. And it made me so angry. And that was one of those things that I looked and I said, many of these are church people. How do they rationalize that? But here comes Kamala Harris. Here comes Kamala. I look at her and I see that laughter of encouragement, that smile of concreteness about what she is about. I see that intellect that she uses not for her own growth in politics, but to benefit Americans. And I believe that that's what she does, and that's what she believes. It's the kinds of a light that only comes by in maybe several generations. But it was a light that came finally, like I said, when this looked like the sun wouldn't shine anymore. Here comes Kamala. Now, I know some people are going to be disgusted with this, but I'm going to tell you, there are millions of people out there feeling the same way I do. They were so lonesome, they were so down, they were so out, they were so disgusted. They saw hopelessness in so much of what America was supposed to be offering. And here comes Kamala. It's not just a phenomenon of a light that sheds, that exposes the evil that has existed in the past years, especially since 2016, but even before that, how we couldn't just quite come to grips with what we were supposed to do as Americans. And then here comes Kamala. And she's telling us what we need to do. Here comes Kamala not saying, let's make America great again. By no means. Kamala is saying, let's cast a light on what America is, what America can be, and what America will be. Let's cast a light on the goodness of this country. Not make America great again, but let's show the world what America is. Let's show America the goodness. Let's show the world America's goodness. And let's show the world what we can do. And why in many instances we are referred to as the greatest nation on earth. And she has shone a light on that attitude exactly. That we are indeed capable in our own minds of claiming that title of the greatest nation on earth. And even beyond that, the greatest nation in the history of this world. I'm going to share the words, parts of the words, some excerpts. One of my favorite songs of all time. It's a Beatles tune. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. And that's the only part I'll sing, I promise you. But here comes the sun. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonesome winter. It feels like years since it's been here. Little darling, the smiles are returning to their faces. It seems like years since it's been here. I feel that ice is slowly melting. It seems like years since it's been clear. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun, and I say it's all right. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. It's all right. When I think of Kamala Harris, in all the turmoil of our politics and of our country and of our world, when I think of her and I see that smile, and I see those shining eyes and that laughter and that confidence that she exudes, that she wants what's best for this country, not what is best for her, not what is best for the Democratic Party, but she wants to cast the sunlight on all Americans. She, like any other president, will be hindered and will have limitations. But if we've ever had a chance in this country to be what this country is supposed to be, then it's going to be Kamala Harris. Here comes the sun. The smiles are returning to their faces. It seems like years since it's been here. I feel that ice is slowly melting. It seems like years since it's been cleared. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. Unquote. And I say, it's going to finally be all right. We love you out here, Kamala. And I'm asking you to go out, if you haven't already done so, and you cast your vote for the hope of America. And in so doing, the hope of this world. Kamala Harris has only come along, as I said, in a generation or two. We haven't seen ours in a long time. But when it looked like the sun wouldn't shine anymore, here comes Kamala. I love you all. Please go out and vote for Kamala Harris and all the other supporters of Kamala. Give them your vote. We want to see things happen. And she is just that light that can give that energy. Vote. Vote. As I said, I love you all. God bless you, and I'll see you on the next roundup.